Let me tell you a story that may give you some pause, for it's about the night that I met Santa Claus. 'Twas a week before Christmas, and under the tree a present was placed, and it was for me. What was inside? It was driving me wild. I have to admit I was a curious child, but under wrapping paper it was hidden, and further secured with a long piece of ribbon. It was driving me crazy, if I can be candid, and late one night I could no longer stand it. Grabbing some scissors to the Christmas tree I flew. I grabbed the ribbon and snipped it in two. I threw open the box and I looked inside. I saw my present and contentedly sighed. Ah. And then panic struck. The wrapping paper was fine. It hadn't been ripped. But the ribbon was ruined. It had been snipped. I'd opened and looked at my present. How could I have been so rude? My parents would see. I was totally bummed about the entire situation. Suddenly, amidst the boughs of holly, I heard a noise. I turned to see a fat man, looking quite jolly. "Santa!" I cried. "I've been a bad boy. I opened the box and looked at my toy. When my parents find out I snuck a peek at my present, well, what happens then will be rather unpleasant." Santa looked at me and nodded his head. He opened his mouth, and here's what he said. "Ho, ho, ho! What has happened here? Isn't that tragic? And can be easily fixed with some good Christmas magic." He took the ribbon and went right to work. I sat in the background, feeling like a jerk. His fingers were nimble, his motions were slick. He tied up the ribbon. He tied it up quick. But what he did wasn't that good, and I said to him in a rather bad mood, "Santa, what are you thinking? My parents aren't dumb. That won't fool either of them, my dad nor my mom." My dad, maybe. "You haven't fixed the ribbon. You've just tied a knot." "Well then," he said, "let's give this a shot. It's easy to see there," he said through his beard, "but why don't we move the knot over here?" The knot moved on the ribbon. I couldn't believe my own eyes. "That can't be possible," I said in surprise. "Anything's possible if you only believe," he said as he wiped his nose on his sleeve. Ooh. "The knot is now here." He said it quite fair. "Now let's move the knot over there." And while other magicians do this with cord, Santa then showed me the ribbon restored. The present was closed. Christmas was saved. This wouldn't have happened if I'd only behaved. And a valuable lesson from this story is posed. Until Christmas morning, keep your presents all closed. Merry Christmas.